You wake before dawn in a Greek port town, with salt and tar already in the air. Your blanket is a rough wool cloak. Your staff lies beside your sandals. Before any stall opens, you are a rhapsode, and your supper still depends on your tongue. The room you borrowed is little more than a loft above a potter's shed. Through the slats comes the scrape of a single sandal on stone below, then the cough of a mule. Whitewashed walls hold the night's coolness. Dust clings to your hem. You duck into the lane as the sky pales. Stone houses press close, their doors barred with wood pegs. Ahead, the agora opens between stoas and shrines. Wet wool hangs from a line overhead, dripping on the paving where yesterday's husks still lie. At the square's edge, a small altar smokes before Hermes of the roads and markets. A fishmonger throws rinse water into the gutter. Nearby, a brazier breathes cedar smoke from an olive seller stall, counting cups, figs, onions, and salted eels. You kneel by the fountain house and wash your mouth. Cold of pre-dawn wind runs across your teeth and throat. Your fingers touch the staff that marks your calling. You test your voice softly. A line from the Wrath of Achilles returns clean. Your work begins before anyone asks for it. You choose a flat stone near the bronze workers and stand where carts must slow. The staff rests in your palm. You call on the muses in a low voice first, then raise the opening so nearby heads turn. Soon you find the measure. Your feet stay planted, but your hand cuts the air on the strong beats. You chant of wine-dark sea, hollow ships, bright bronze, and funeral smoke. Children creep closer. A fuller pauses with a bundle against his hip. You shift from battle to homecoming. Men buying oil will spare more time for craft than slaughter this early. You give them Odysseus under strange roofs, wary before kings and maids. A baker's boy grins. An old sailor mouths a line ahead of you. By mid-morning, the strain begins behind your jaw. Iron from a forge drifts hot across the square, mixing with garlic and fish brine. You swallow and keep the rhythm even. If your memory slips in public, a hearer will catch it and say so. A trader from Chios stops to listen with narrowed eyes. He knows another version of the catalog and wants to hear where you place a name. Fear comes quietly with the unanswered name. Your hand tightens on the staff while you search the order of ships. You find the line in time, but the trader snorts anyway and tosses only a small oboe into the fold of your cloak. A priest's chant rises from a temple court. It reminds you who hears every boast. Pride is dangerous when the gods love correction. Hunger sharpens the edges of every sound. The crow on the threshing floor beyond the market wall carries over the bargaining. You count your coins by touch inside your fist. They will buy bread, perhaps olives, perhaps a cup of thin wine, if the day improves. Then a herald enters the agora with 2 attendants, and talking shifts around him like wind through reeds. He announces games to be held at a nearby sanctuary after the next moon. Wealthy men are seeking singers for the feast. Your heart lifts and clenches together. At once, another rhapsode steps from a colonnade. His cloak is cleaner than yours. He carries an ivory-tipped staff and the confidence of a man already invited into halls. He turns toward the same knot of listeners. Wide eyes and an open mouth flicker across your face before you master it. He begins with the blinding of the Cyclops, and laughter breaks around him. You wait only a breath, then answer from another stone, with Hector removing his helmet for the frightened child. The marketplace divides. Some drift to him for wit, others stay for sorrow. Now your body must do what memory alone cannot. You lower your voice until the nearest listeners lean in. You let the river's slow current from the fountain fill the pause before Andromache speaks. A woman with flour on her forearms stops kneading and wipes her eyes. When the rival moves on toward the harbor, the knot around you loosens, but does not vanish. An olive grower presses 2 wrinkled fruits into your hand. The smoothness of a worn oar handle under a sailor's palm catches your eye as he nods at you from the shade. You take water and begin again, slower now. The sun climbs, dust sticks to your calves. You recite seated this time on an overturned crate. Staff across your knees, giving the old men a stretch from the funeral games, while they chew bread and argue over horses. A small boy asks whether Achilles truly ran faster than any man alive. You answer him inside the poem, as custom asks, with another line rather than plain speech. The bite of leather thongs from your sandal rubs raw at the heel, while his father drops a copper piece. By afternoon, the market sours with heat. Fish gut from the stalls near the quay thickens the air. You choose shorter passages, sharper endings, lines that can snare a passerby before he reaches the fig sellers. Your voice roughens, but the coins come more steadily now. Late light begins to slope across the stoas. Merchants tie shut their sacks and cover jars with lids. A slave girl passes with a lamp tray, and tallow lamps wait for dusk. You buy barley bread, a heel of goat cheese, and a handful of olives from your earnings. Before eating, you stop at the little herm by the road out of town. Frankincense curls from a pinch already burning there. You touch the stone with 2 fingers and ask Hermes for one more hospitable threshold tomorrow, and the Muses for a tongue that holds fast. Night gathers blue over the harbor. You sit among coil ropes and sleeping nets, close enough to hear oars and oarlocks from a late boat coming in. Bread softens in your mouth with wine. Your staff rests across your lap, polished by years of anxious hands. You wrap the cloak around your shoulders and lie beside a wall still warm from the day's sun. Over the dark water, one star steadies above the mast tops. In your mouth, a half line waits for morning. Could you have survived this job?